Good. Hello, everybody. It is still morning where I am, and this is going to be an evergreen video because I think it's very important for everybody to see it far and wide. So when I'm long gone from this earth, it is something it's really never going to go out of style. It's not like a piece of clothing that you have to wait for it to come back into style again because your purpose is always in style. Okay. So I'm going to give you a presentation today that I created in Canva. So I'll give Canva a plug. It's very affordable for anybody, even starting out in an online industry or business. No matter what you're doing, you want the world to know what you're doing, right? I mean, we came here for a purpose. We want to get our purpose out. So I know the people that are here now and that are going to be coming in, or even like I said, it could be a year from now, 2 years. It doesn't matter. When they see this, they're going to get some helpful tips. And there's no tricks. People say tricks and tips, but just because it sounds good, there's no tricks involved. This is all about you, your own uniqueness, just like fingerprints. I heard recently that your ear can also be as a fingerprint. So with the new technology, when somebody is trying to find somebody in a crowd, with the security, things like that, they can zero in on someone's ear and find just like a fingerprint and pull up their face and pull up and find out information of who they are. It's so crazy. So, but that's how unique everybody is. We're only a one of a kind. We're no duplicates. Even twins have different DNA. So that to me, I believe you guys are all miracles, every single one of you. So let me give me a minute to go to my Canva. I'm going to go to my Canva and pick up my presentation, okay? Now I have Miss V here. I call her Miss V because he's got a beautiful name. I shouldn't really make her name shorter because it's Veronique, and Veronique is so beautiful. So I want to say her name is so beautiful, and she's beautiful, and I could not be here without her. She has a VIP Academy. She has helped many of us get to where we are right now. And we were all struggling, no matter how old you are, how young you are. If you are new to the internet, it's very confusing and you want to throw your computer out the window, and that could get expensive. So we don't want to do that. We go right to Miss V. And if you are interested in learning more about her, I can certainly help you with that too. So let me go to my presentation. Let me find out where that is. And hopefully we're going to start fresh and I can get you up and running pretty quickly here. La la. So everybody, I believe everybody's muted, but if not, hopefully you can after just put your questions down on a piece of paper. I think I had written to give yourself a notepad so that you can ask questions after this, okay? And if there's no questions that you feel comfortable asking during this, when this presentation is finished, just book some time with me and I will be so happy to help you, okay? So welcome to Discovering You, Your Own Uniqueness. My passion, I don't really have a whole lot of lengthy things to read, but this one's important. I want you to know why you would want to listen to me. So I've had many years as a senior recruiter, and way before that, I was also a speaker and I've been a mentor to many people. I've had the privilege of helping thousands of people uncover their true gifts and purpose. I've helped individuals not only identify their core genius, but also transform their lives. It's really amazing. Stepping into careers, businesses, and callings they never thought possible. My passion is guiding others to discover what they are truly created for, and I can't wait to help you do the same. So, what is the
Yeah,
difference? Pardon
you're
me?
not you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not? Okay, so I'm gonna go back. So I'm just talking to myself and I'm watching I'm watching that and I'm not sharing my screen, so there you go. Okay, share your screen. Thank you for telling me this. Oh, look at Vanessa. Hi, sweetie. All right, share my screen.
Hello, how you doing? All right.
Hi, honey. So you can hear me, but you couldn't see the screen. Okay, so you just saw me reading. All right, don't go away. So let me go back to my Zoom. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I got to go back to my presentation. Okay, I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to go back over here. Okay, so what is the difference between a job, a career, and a calling? I think at this point we pretty much already know that, but a career is really it's a job, and but it's kind a career is what you've hopefully chosen to do, and it may require a special training or education. Um, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a calling, like what you really feel you were born to do. And the reason I'm doing this seminar is because I run into so many people who really are not they're not in their purpose. They don't know what they want to be when they grow up. It's buried so deep within them that they just can't, they just they're lost. And it takes a long time because now they've lost, they've lost credibility to themselves. They're nervous, they're scared. But a calling is something that is a purpose or it's a compelling urge. We belong to a community, some of us here, where we have a definite purpose and we know what our definite aim is, our chief aim in life is, our purpose, or a compelling urge to pursue a specific path in life, often aligned with one's gifts, talents, and values, or sometimes I say your skills, because your skills and your gifts are two different things. You can develop a skill, but a gift is always been with you since the day you were born. You were the seed. You had the seed, this gift in you that really cannot be squelched. It's like a flower in the ground is not going to come up and be a tree. It is going to be a flower, right? So that's the seed it came with, and just like yourself. It's more than just a job or a career. It is a vocation that brings fulfillment and serves a greater purpose, whether in faith, service, creativity, or leadership. So let me see if I can do this. Okay. When I have a confusion of any kind in my world, I try to do a mind map. I love mind mapping no matter what I'm doing. For an example, when I wrote my book, and it's called Million Dollar Personality, it's based on a premise of Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, because as I was reading it, I was getting inspired and taking notes and thinking, oh my gosh, this happened to me. So things that happened to Napoleon Hill happened to me. So I said to myself, why don't you just write your own book? So I did because I have really great stories. I'm a little bit older now. And so I've lived a lot of life and I've done a lot of things. I've had to pivot a lot of times in my life to different jobs. So I have my book is that's what it's about. It's about kind of going with the flow, but still in your alignment with your purpose. So the mind map gives you the center of whatever your purpose is. Say you do want to go to college, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer. You put that in the middle. And then you go to, okay, what classes do I need? What courses am I going to do? Where do I want to live? Do I want to have a family? How am I going to fit that in? So your mind map kind of spreads out. Or say you want to be creative. You are a creative person. You want to have a business where you sell something, right? So you have a store. So then you can kind of branch out. I want to sell books. I want to create books. I want to create giveaway. I would say if you want to tap into the corporate world, they're always doing things for other people, for their employees. So you could come up with little gifts that they give away at meetings. I used to do that all the time. My meetings were very special because I wanted them to want to come to the meetings because every time you say the word meeting in the corporate world, like, ah, I don't have time for this. So I wanted them to get excited about my meetings. So I always made them like a party. And so I would have the table almost like a birthday party, right? So you have everything colorful and everybody had their name. People love their name. Remember that, you guys. So you can put their name on anything and they'll love you forever. But anyway, the mind map is really for your unique success formula, right? So whatever you want to do in this moment, and I can help you with that. And I've got Miss V, who is my mentor. With a lot of people on this call right now are great mentors and great advisors. So it's really great to tap into an amazing community. I do have a story about exploring your inner landscape. I want you to think about these things. And these are things that you have heard before, I'm sure, if you've been on the planet for a while. Your childhood dreams. I always wanted to be a flight attendant. Well, I didn't really know what a flight attendant was. I wanted to be in a plane. I wanted to escape. Um, I just wanted to be in the air. I was always looking up. And and this is a little girl and a little boy because little girls can be pilots now. When I was growing up, of course, women were not pilots. It was always, males. But now we're in a new world. We could be anything, right? So define life experiences. Another thing that's very important. What are some aha moments in your life that you've had defining life experiences? In my book, I did tell you about a werewolf moment. And that basically was at one point in my life in the beginning, I was only 18, and I was working at a retail store. They condemned the store because the building was, I guess, a wreck. So we all lost our jobs. And I was just 18. I started working when I was at minimum, well, 13, doing rent-a-kid stuff, helping people do dishes, vacuuming, that kind of thing, because I always had to have money. I figured we did not grow up rich, and I figured if I wanted anything, I was going to have to pay for it myself. I wasn't going to ask my parents for any money. And I apologize if I talk fast because I am half Italian, but so so I will try to slow down, but I don't want to go past an hour because I know your time is very valuable. But anyway, during this time I was off work, I went to take my elderly great aunt to get her hair done. And it was in a little building that had a little offices, different individual offices, and her salon was there. So while I was there waiting for her, and I was talking about losing my job, so the person who was doing her hair said, the man across the hall, he's looking for someone to answer his phones. I thought, well, I could do that, right? So I went across the hall and I met the man. He was very nice. And I didn't know what the company was. There was no sign out on the door. There was nothing. I had no idea. But I said, if you want to try me out, see if you like me. I'll work for you for 2 weeks. Now, Napoleon Hill had 20 years. I only said 2 weeks. So, and at that point, I had already read Think and Grow Rich, believe it or not, as a young girl. And he said it sounded good to him, right? He's not going to pay me. So what has he got to lose? Well, I ended up being there 6 years, but it was a dating service. Okay. So that's one of my defining moments was I ended up being, helping people match people up. And this was purely with um, Polaroid cameras taking pictures of everybody, and once a month putting the boys on one side, the girls on the other side. And I had a great memory for humans. I love humans, so I love talking to them. So I remembered every conversation. I remembered the interview that I had with them. And I actually had weddings and marriages, and I was doing Mary Kay on the side, and I sing for a living. At that point I was always singing, so I was like the wedding planner who I sang for their wedding, did their makeup, and matched them up. So it was really crazy. So I've had a lot of amazing moments. The pivotal moment with that was when I became a hairdresser because well, I'll tell you later on that one. I'll go back to this story. So next is my friend Peter. I love this story because at one point on Facebook, he had a picture of him looking out the window in his grammar school, and he used to always get in trouble. His teacher would always yell at him for daydreaming, and she told him, no one is going to pay you for daydreaming. And he had put a picture of himself in the cockpit, and I worked for JetBlue, and he was a good friend of mine. I put a picture of he put it on Facebook, and I loved it. And I couldn't find it anywhere. And I did send him a message, but it was too late. He hasn't really, he's probably in the air all the time. So he didn't get back to me, but it was such a great image of not listening to people. Listen to your core. When he was little, he always wanted to be a pilot, and he always wanted to be in the air. And now he was a new pilot when I first met him. And I was living as a flight attendant. I had become a flight attendant at that point. I had reached my dream at 46 years old. And this girl, Hope, is now his wife. She was my roommate, and that's another whole story. And I matched them up. They're married with 2 kids. And so this was such a great story, right? I mean, it's a true story. He became a pilot, and he's not only a captain now, he is with he does what they have emergencies and things like that. He's like with the FAA. So he's really a bigwig. And they're very good friends of mine. So again, let's go back here. I remember I told you about the rocking chair theory. This is a great way to sit back, just pretend. You close your eyes, you're in a rocking chair. and you're looking back at your life. You're imagining yourself at 80 or 90 years old, right? And you're sitting in this rocking chair and you're like, what do I regret? Is there anything I regret doing? And what moments would make you smile with a really deep satisfaction? So this helps you reflect, and guide your present decisions, ensuring that fear, doubt, or hesitation don't rob you of the future you truly desire. And by making choices today that align with the legacy you want to leave, you move forward, right? With clarity and on purpose, living a life of intention rather than regret. So this was a defining moment for me because when I was at the dating service, I really thought to myself, do I want to be a little old lady in my rocking chair and have this as my legacy? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I had fun and I did love matching people, but I didn't feel like it's why I was put on this earth. Even though I'm still really good matchmaker and I help people. I have so many people that, why can you help me? Help me. So, but the point is, it's really a moment in time that you can have a defining moment to say, am I following what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Is what I'm doing right now getting me to my goal? But when I say goal, I want to say purpose. Is what I'm doing right now in my purpose, in alignment with my purpose? I tell people, pretend you're those horses. Like my little favorite friend Chloe, she loves horses. They have the blinders on when they're racing, so they're not getting distracted. They're not getting off course. They have those blinders on. All they can see is the finish line. And that is really it. When you have your purpose in your mind, you are so it's just like a target. And when you say you go into a bookstore, you don't go into the mystery section. You don't go, into maybe, your purpose is like mine is about people. So I'm always in the beginning, I was always doing self-help books and like, oh my liver, so many self-help books. I mean, you can't lose with a self-help book, right? I do a lot of Bible now because I kind of found the source for me that helps me stay on track with my purpose being my creator's purpose. That's why I'm here, right? So, I mean, everybody has their own thing, but when you are in alignment with your purpose, your life gets so much easier. Now, think about this, and I hope that you guys do have a piece of paper and pen. If you don't, find one or the back of an envelope, or like my friend Arnita, she will just a post-it note or something right on. But find something to write. Your hand, just don't wash it soon. And give me, or you could even say in the chat or when I open it up where everybody can talk, I want you to share some of this if you want to. Just like write a note. I want to share this, with the people that are watching. What are you most proud of having accomplished at this point in your life? Now, for me, I have so many. I mean, especially being online. I could not do this again without Miss V, and we are with another community. It is amazing, and I would not be here without perseverance because sometimes you want to tear your hair out. So another thing I did a while ago, and I was coaching real estate agents, 100, oh well, 99. So I always say 100, about 99. Um, is ask your friends and colleagues what they see as your superpowers. Like when you walk into a room, what do they what do they think of when they see you? Like, sometimes you're going to get people like, oh, it's like, oh no, no. Maybe somebody's going to talk your ear off, so you kind of like avoid them. Or there's other people like they're just like magnets, and they make you feel so happy and so good. They want to be with you, and just ask them, how do you see me when I show up? And think about tasks that feel effortless to you, but they might be challenging for others. For me, I love thinking about ideas to help people. I was talking to my friend Janine, she might be on here now, the other day, and she loves to cook, bake. She loves to bake, and she's really great at cornbread. Now, she can make cornbread, just regular cornbread, but no, she'll make jalapeno cornbread. She can do cornbread in any way you want. But she is such a great person to, create a recipe book, right? And so I told her, just take a picture of your food when it's done And then she's always giving her food away. So whoever you give it away to, say, I'm going to only give this to you if you give me a little bit of a message of what, how you liked it, what did you like about it, just a little bit, one or two sentences, and then put that testimonial underneath the picture. And then you can also write a little story about the person that you gave it to and why, what they meant to you, and then compile them either every week, every day, however often you want to do it, and create a book for yourself. And she was like, ah, good idea. And I just love giving people ideas, and they seem to like it. But a lot of people can't think. They just do. They're kind of paralyzed right now because they are doing social media. They're just scrolling, 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 scrolling. So crafting your own vision. Write down what you want your life to stand for. Again, what do you want to be known for? What are your memories that you're leaving? Describe the impact you want to make in life, yours and others, other people. Create a clear picture of your ideal future. And this is where a vision board would come in. And vision boards are very, very great. And sometimes when you use a vision board, you don't even realize all of a sudden after months you're seeing that your vision came true. And I've done this before because I used to love doing vision boards, and I would say, oh my gosh, look at this already happened, or this came true. And make it exciting enough, what you want to do, your purpose, make it exciting enough to jump out of bed for, to get up and say, oh my gosh, this is going to be a great day. I can't wait to make a difference. Who can I help today? I realize now, for a long time, if you are in service to other people, you are always going to be happy because you make people happy when you're helping them, right? So, oh, my Etta. So meet Etta. She lives in a nursing home. She's actually my friend who's 77. She's been in a nursing home most recently, maybe 6 months. Etta is her roommate. Now, Etta is adorable, and she's so sweet. Her presence, you can tell her essence and her presence. She must have been a mother, but she will say, she sometimes says, I have two daughters, I think, but I don't know where they are. That's what she says. But I don't know if she has had $2 or not. I don't have any way to verify that. But all she ever says is, I don't remember. Like if you say something, Etta, did you eat breakfast? Did you guys go to breakfast? I don't remember. And she has a little accent because she's from Yonkers, which I got that out of her one day. And she always says, I used to be an artist, you know. And she would always say, I used to be an artist, you know. So I said, oh, that's nice. So I brought her crayons, coloring books, and all that stuff. And she really never did anything with it, right? But I, would try to do things for her. And then one day it was December, a new calendar from my friend and put it on my friend's wall. Now they have it's a really small room, two twin beds. It's a nursing home. You can put your imagination there. And this Etta, she's standing between the calendar and the bed. There's standing room only. There's no place to sit. And she's just standing there for quite a while. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to disturb her, but she's studying the days. I don't know what she's doing. She's got dementia. I don't want to really bother her. So anyway, she comes back and she has in front of her, because she had her hands close to her, right? I didn't know. She was drawing. She was drawing a picture of a polar bear, a baby polar bear, and it was perfect. I said, Etta, you look what you did. And then she said, I'm an artist, you know. I was always an artist. And she kept saying that. I was like, I guess you are. So I bought her a sketch pad. And from then on, she just went crazy. She was drawing everything. And she would look out the window and she saw a tree. She would draw the tree. She had magazines. She would draw whatever she saw. And to me, I almost started crying because I was like, this is such an example of purpose. Her purpose was art. Her purpose was to draw and to make people happy with her art, and it never left her. She can't have a whole conversation with somebody, but yet she still got her purpose with her. And this is the sketch pad that I gave her, and you can see it has 64, it had an instructional book, which I don't think she ever opened, and 30 pages of plain paper, six pencils, an eraser, and a sharpener. And she created this picture on the right And I couldn't believe the detail. Again, she can't talk to you, but look at the detail that she put in this picture. To me, this is a story for all of us. Our purpose is either buried inside or we're not maximizing the purpose that we have right now. So I hope this is an aha moment to let you guys know that identify what your purpose is and please keep moving forward. So, growing your skills. When passion meets purpose, list what lights you up inside, identify problems you're drawn to solve. You guys all have specialties in something that you can give advice on. Connect your natural talents with real world needs. Notice where your enthusiasm meets others' needs. Enthusiasm is really in theo, that's of God. That word in the Greek in theo means of God. That means it came with you. Your creator gave that to you before you were born. And this is important. This is growing your network, right? So, if you are going to have a purpose, it's going to be about other people and serving other people. So, that's your network. Be intentional. Know who you want to connect with and why. Show up, attend industry events. Many of you do this already, networking, meetup groups and conferences, anywhere there's a human, where their humans are, collecting, right? Engage online, which is what we are doing right now. We can leverage LinkedIn, those poor people. There's like probably 90%, I can tell you from my experience as a recruiter, 90% of the people that are working out there are not happy. They have to work for a living, they got to pay their bills, and now they're between a rock and a hard place. How can they just leave? Well, you have to be a wiener. I say be a wiener. Wean your way into your purpose. You don't have to just say, I'm leaving my job and I'm going to start something else. You still have to have money coming in. So let's be smart about that. You get on social media, you join these professional groups, and you learn to give value first, right? Find out who you are and what you can give, what you're offering. Give them the insights, little tips. And this is before you really ask for anything. You can just give, give, give. Just think how, when you're speaking to somebody, really listen. The old saying, we have two ears and one mouth, use them accordingly. Just keep listening for what they're saying. Follow up, nurture those relationships with messages and check-ins, little notes, little cards. People don't get mail, personal mail anymore, and it's so special for them to get something that is not a sales pitch or not a bill. It's just so happy. It's like it makes you smile already just by seeing that it's not a bill. And being authentic. Genuine connections last much longer than transactional ones. Really, that's the buzzword, I think, for 2025. That's all I'm hearing is being authentic. I found a video the other day. It popped up in my phone. I didn't look for it. It popped up, and it was a memory for 2015. And it talk about authentic. I was living on the water, and I had like a little tank thing on, like a little strappy thing. I was like, boy, I feel like I had like hardly any clothes on or something. But it was authentic, and I was eating carrots or celery or something, so I'm like chomping like a horse, I was like, can't get much more authentic than that. But it's important to be you, right? Your lifetime learning adventure. Most people that I've ever interviewed have never stopped learning as far as career people, right? I've been in the professional world for quite a long time. When I went into the airlines, everybody in the airlines wants to be in the airlines. There's very few people that want to be in the airlines or that don't want to be in the airlines that are in the airlines. I mean, flight attendants, they want to get the travel. I mean, they're there for a purpose. I mean, the pilots have always wanted to be a pilot. So most people are happy in that realm. But when you're working for a corporation, it's not the same. It's just not the same. People are definitely not happy, and I can tell you that without a doubt. So LinkedIn to me is an untapped market for a lot of us to help save them, right? They're like drowning. Wear their oxygen mask. And creating your $1 million impact. I like the $1 million thing because it's my book, $1 million personality. And the $1 million personality was the foundation for Napoleon Hill because Charles Schwab He worked for the steel industry for Carnegie, Andrew Carnegie, and he was getting a $75,000 paycheck, just a paycheck every year, which back in the, in the 20s and 30s, long, long time ago, well, it was crazy money. That was like a outrageous a payment, a salary. But above that, he was getting $1 million bonuses, a couple of them. And he was asked one time why, Carnegie was asked, why are you paying him so much? And he said, because of his ability to keep things running and keep his employees happy. If you remember, the steel industry, they didn't have any air conditioning. It was terrible conditions. I mean, just awful, hard work, sweaty work, exhausting. It was a bad environment. But Napoleon Hill, with his personality, cared about people, and they improved people's lives just by recognizing the hard work and moving them up the ladder. And so anyway, it meant enough to Carnegie to give him $1 million bonus. And I guess I would just want you guys to think about that when you're out and about. That's why we want to pay attention to people, make them feel like $1 million, right? They'll say, I look like $1 million, or you look like $1 million. I just love that. I don't know why that million, the word million, I like it. So plant seeds where you grow, and they're going to grow and keep growing long after you're gone. Build something now that is bigger than yourself, ever bigger than what you can even imagine. Create systems that keep giving, which we have the opportunity to do now. Everything that we're doing right this minute, I'm creating so that even when I'm long gone, if somebody runs across this video, at least it will help them spark their imagination to just dream, lay on their back in the grass and look at the sky and, ask, what am I supposed to be doing? Why am I here? And hopefully have that, voice inside tell you and give you answers to say, let me try this. Let me try that. Well, this might feel good. Share your wisdom in ways that last, right? So again, continuous growth and refinement, these are just like kind of daily. My daily routine determines my destiny, right? That's what I've said a long time. My daily routine determines my destiny. You can write that down. Read daily, which a lot of us do. And our community is with the Grow Rich community, which is free. And if you want that link, I can give that to you as well. Move your body, move your body. Serve others. That's most important. It's top of the list. And I know for a fact when people are in service to other people, that's when they're really the happiest. I know that for a fact. That's not making up anything. When you do something and somebody has really appreciated you and thanked you, there's nothing like it. You get happy yourself, right? It's like when they say about the rose, when the rose is given to someone else, the scent of the rose lingers on the person, the giver, the person who's giving it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I always remember that. Never stop learning. Never. Like I'll be 70 in a couple of weeks, I guess. And it's like, I do love learning. I love learning. I learn every day and I learn from my friends. I learn from the community. So you just never stop learning. And steward your resources well. That certainly means learn about your money. It's like I said in the beginning, this is not going to go out of style. This kind of information, it's not trendy. And your resources and handling your money is not a trend. It's something that you should know and learn how to do well. Another one is guard your thoughts, right? Hold every thought captive, meaning, think before you speak, and make sure the negative stuff, well, you have to retrain your brain. You have to take the girdle off your brain, and you have to train your brain to be always forward, positive. You just want to keep those negative thoughts out of your mind. If I see a movie and it starts getting to be something that is not in alignment with me and my purpose and my personality, I have to get off of it. I don't really give it a chance anymore. Like, oh, just give it a chance, it'll get better. If it's using language it's not helping me, then it's hurting me. So I'm very, very careful. I do guard my thoughts. And I believe strongly that I am in a space where you cannot change me. You're not going to be able to drag me along into some place I'm not going to want to be. So make sure that that's going to be top in your head, in your mind too, be top of mind. So, oh, this I just found. This is, let's talk about irigai. Irigai. But I liked it because it's from Japan, and it's almost like Gale in the end. So I put I added an L. Oh, so Ikigale. No, which like Ikigale is not nice, but it says it's a Japanese philosophy that means reason for being, the sweet spot where passion, mission, vocation, and profession intersect. So this is a cool word that you might want to write down so could be a topic of conversation for you, like some kind of what do they call it? The icebreaker, an icebreaker that you just learned this word. So ikigai, which is the same as your purpose. So ask yourself these questions, and you might want to take a screenshot or write them down. What do I love? What do I love? And you can put chocolate in there, but that doesn't really help anybody else. So maybe you'll have to make chocolate for other people. Then you're going to be the talk of the town. Everybody's going to love you. What am I good at? What am I good at? What do people tell me I'm good at? What do they appreciate about me? Your natural talents and skills. So again, I believe a skill and a gift and a talent are different things. A skill can be developed, right? If I wanted to become a carpenter, I could become a carpenter. I don't have no doubt that I could become a carpenter. I have no desire to be a carpenter, but it would be cool to create those, things, a table, a chair, or, something crafty or something. But it's not, it would be a skill that I learned. It's not a gift. Like my gift is people. My gift is helping people with ideas and helping them get to the next step. What does the world need? Well, for me, they really need a lot of information. Problems I feel that I am called to solve. I want to talk to a lot of high school kids. I want to teach them how to interview because they're going out on interviews. And another tip I can give you right now, and if you have any nieces, nephews, family members looking for jobs, tell them don't get too comfortable. Because when you go into an interview, they want you to be comfortable because they want you to like show me who you really are, right? And I was interviewing someone at JetBlue one time, and this guy, he was so comfortable with, I made him feel comfortable, but he's like, I asked him, I'm sure maybe you've heard this question before. I said, like, if you were working with somebody and you two were in the storeroom or something and you're doing all the work and this person's just sitting over in the corner reading a magazine, what would you do? Well, for some reason, he may have already had that happen to him, but he laid back in his chair like he was like in the living room, ready for a cigarette and, drink. And he's like, so, oh my liver. He was going on and on about, he just went on and on. And I thought, oh my gosh, he didn't know that he shouldn't do that. Just, make up something or just say, oh, well, I would tell the supervisor, or I would ask him, hey, do you think you could help me with this? Or, you know what I mean? So don't get too comfortable in interviews. Stick to the question that's being answered and don't go into like a lengthy story that's going to get you in trouble somehow. So that's just an example. So how can I be paid for this? So right now, we can turn our purpose into sustainable careers and missions. Like my mission is to help people with their purpose. Identify what your purpose is and how can we get paid for your purpose. Right. So even for caregivers, like we have Miss Janine, she's currently a caregiver. But as we get older, we can't always be caring for other people because we have to start caring for ourselves. And you can't be picking people up. You hurt your back, you're going to hurt your arms. You're going to, you're just not able to do that. But you can create a book and your stories and the stories of the people that you have cared for, how they touched your life and their stories. There's so many things that you can do in life that you can get paid for. People need information. They don't need you to just be scrolling, being entertained by stupid videos where, you know, just goofy things. I mean, obviously we've all seen them and we laugh and it's entertaining, but do you really want to spend hours and hours wasted time doing that? No, you have a purpose in life and people need you. So, we're almost at the end. I just want to make sure I stay on time. So if you have any questions, experiment. try new projects, volunteer, or start a side business. My suggestion is for anybody, especially college kids, teenagers, early 20s, be a temp employee. Go to a temp agency, try working at a doctor's office. Sometimes they'll have you go to the Dome Arena or a big convention where you are behind somebody's counter and you're talking about somebody's product. You can go to individual people's homes and clean, light cleaning. I mean, you can be in different offices, all kinds. You could be in a lawyer's office. You could be a receptionist. I mean, I started it as a recruiter. I didn't know anything about recruiting. I just put all my list of things that I could do, that are skills I knew I had from being a manager at a salon. I said, okay, I have done payroll, I've done interviewing, obviously I do hair. I'm always a crisis management. Everybody's got issues. Women always have issues. So I'm a coach. I could do all these things. So I did a little inventory, but during that time, the word staffing was very big. Staffing. I was like, what is this staffing thing? So I went, I applied for a job as a receptionist as in a staffing agency. Within a couple weeks, they wanted me to be a service rep, which is the person who, again, starts interviewing people for jobs. I live in Rochester, New York. And so we have Kodak, Xerox, Bausch and Lomb. We have huge companies here. So those were all my clients. Whenever there was a problem, send Gail. I was always the problem solver. So as you go through life, you're picking up all of these skills you guys just, like I'm saying, take notes, take your own inventory of all the things you've done and what you're good at and how you can turn that into a profit. Like our friend Wanda, she has a boat cleaning, not just a cleaning business, a boat specifically, very niche market. Now, these people have money. They don't want to just hire anybody. They want the best. And she's got a business where she can help other people all over the country, all over the world with what she's developed and packaged and sell it. So it's an amazing thing where you can package yourself and sell it to people who need it, right? So learn new skills and network with like-minded people, whether it's online or in person, and commit to focus on work that brings you joy, meaning, and impacts the life of others, right? So this is almost the last slide. Has this sparked you to think about your past, present, and future? Where are you now? And where do you want to be? And how can you get there? And I can help you with all those, but I want you to remember these questions. Again, you can screenshot that, but don't just go on to another entertaining thing or another video or something today. Before you do anything else, answer these questions, right? So you can contact me here and we can get like even 30 minutes. It won't cost you anything. I love helping people, like I said, with ideas. My website is there. I do have a calendar on there that you can grab. And then I will be putting in the chat, which I did already put in the chat, a free download. And it's a worksheet. And I will also offer a more condensed book, and it's called the Compass. It's the Purpose Compass, and it's very detailed. And it would be great to get. It's not that expensive, but it would be great if you wanted to purchase that. And I will send that link as well. So I'm going to go back if I can, and see if we can go back and see if I'll just minimize this and see if I can get any questions you guys might have, or I don't know. Oh my God. How you guys doing? It's nice to see your faces. Oh,
You
you can unmute themselves?
you did amazing, Gail.
You
It
did
was
amazing.
it
Yes,
was yeah, very beautiful presentation.
Well,
absolutely.
great. Absolutely. Randy
Absolutely.
says thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. I
Granny,
got so
bye,
much out of it.
Granny. Hey, Granny.
Oh,
Hey, Granny.
hey,
Oh,
Granny.
my liver.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I got 8 pages of notes. It was so good. 8 pages of notes. I'm like,
I
wow.
know, me too. I almost finished my book.
I wish I took shorthand. And then I couldn't take it as quick, so I started taking screenshots because that was,
It's recorded. It's
Yeah,
recorded. It's recorded.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.